I thought you said it was an emergency.
What, and spoil the surprise? I was just showing Mr. Norwood some of your baby photos. Wasn't she adorable?
Yes, even then you could tell she'd grow up to be a strong, beautiful woman. This tea is delicious, Mrs. Mercer.
Please, call me Melissa.
I wanted to throw up. My own mother was more smitten with my partner than I was. I bet she thought I'd mate with Aiden by the end of the season, but I'd looked into his eyes plenty of times now, and the recognition had never occurred. He was just using me, after all, and now he was flashing me that devilishly handsome grin again.
How was Uptown?
Why did he care? Did he know about Jocelyn? Be cool, Sienna. Don't let his looks get the best of you, even if his shirt is gripping every inch of his broad chest and his bulging arms. It was okay.
I don't think I've seen you with your hair up before. It suits you, especially with that mark you have.
I had forgotten that I pulled my hair into a loose ponytail when I got to the gallery. Frizzy windswept strands were everywhere, dried sweat on my temples. I looked messy and hideous, and he knew it, and of course the arrogant bastard would admire the mark, his own handiwork. What are you doing here?
I'm a man on a mission. I want to learn more about you and your family. I realized this afternoon that we hardly know each other.
How sweet.
God, I couldn't stand my mother's naivete. You hardly know me because you marked me out of nowhere, Alpha. But I had to admit that his change in tact had me wondering if Jocelyn had given him the message that he had to shape up. I had to know, so I looked right into his hazel eyes and demanded answers. And what would your so-called mission be?
Sienna, would you care to join me for dinner this evening?
I'm not dressed for the occasion.
Neither am I. We'll take care of that. Shall we?
My heart was beating so loud I was sure the whole room could hear it. Something about that genuine smile on his face, the kindness behind his eyes. Shit, my body had already made up its mind. Yes, but that's only a yes to this time. I knew I wasn't supposed to let the Alpha catch me, but so far he'd been polite, calm, gentlemanlike even. So now, yeah, I was in his car, and we were going on a date.
Welcome to Dina's Dresses. What can I help you with, Mr. Norwood?
The bitch didn't even acknowledge me. Oh wait, there her eyes were now, sizing me up and down. I guess someone wanted Mr. Norwood to herself. 20 minutes ago, I would have let her have him, but now I felt strangely possessive. I could feel my lips curling into a snarl.
I'll let you two take a look around.
I was delighted at how fast the girl had backed down, but then I stopped myself. Get a grip, Sienna. The Alpha is not worth getting this worked up over. And he's definitely not worth making enemies over. No, actually, will you help me find something to wear tonight?
Of course. These are our new pieces, right in time for the season. Do you prefer strapless? You certainly have the chest to hold it up.
As she threw half-genuine compliments at me, the salesgirl also threw dress after dress into the fitting room. I must have tried 7 on before landing on the winner.
OMG, that's it!
As I slipped the white pumps she handed me on, my eyes traveled up the mirror. I couldn't believe I was looking at myself. The skin-tight dress fit perfectly, the strapless bodice lifting my boobs up as if by magic. I let my hair down and ran my fingers through it until everything was tamed.
You look breathtaking.
I blushed. For some reason, my haze was under control for once. Maybe it was because what he'd said, it wasn't hot. It was just weirdly nice. Almost cute. That's when I noticed Aiden had also changed. He was in fitted blue slacks that left little to the imagination and a colored white shirt. Devastatingly handsome was a goddamn understatement.
That'll be all?
Yes, thank you, Charisse.
After Aiden paid for the clothes, we were back in the car driving downtown, and then we stopped in front of the hottest restaurant in the city. He put the car in park, hopped out, and opened my door for me.
Come on, beautiful.
He guided me inside with one hand glued to the small of my back. As soon as we stepped inside, everyone's eyes snapped to us.
Mr. Norwood, your table's waiting, right this way.
Great. After you.
As I followed the hostess to an intimate table in the far corner, away from prying eyes, I could feel Aiden watching my ass. Goosebumps shot up on my arms, but then I took a seat, and he sat too. There we were, right across from each other, only a table separating us.
Is this so bad?
That depends on how the food is. As he laughed at my subpar joke, I realized how much I had to learn about him. I never thought he could be capable of such easygoing warmth, but here we were.
Sienna,
I waited for him to finish his sentence, but he didn't. He just reached for my hand, wrapping it in his. I flinched, but then I let him take it. And then he brought it up to his soft lips and kissed it. My haze erupted, spreading through my body, making my skin taut with anticipation, swelling my sex, dampening my panties. As our eyes met, I realized his haze was sparked too.
Sienna, you're...
I know. You are too, Mr. Norwood.
Aiden. Call me Aiden.
Aiden. Oh, God. Aiden. I feel so hot.
Keep that up and we won't make it past the first course.
My mind was racing. That would be fine with me. This was not a normal haze. It was like I barely recognized myself. One kiss to my hand and everything I thought about myself, about what I wanted, what I feared, was erased. And even though it might have been wrong, I didn't want it to stop.
Welcome, Mr. Norwood. It's an honor to be serving you this evening. Can I take your order? Any questions about the menu?
The seafood platter and 2 filet mignons. Medium rare.
God, he wasn't taking his eyes off me. I couldn't stop staring at him either. I wanted to taste him, to feel him.
Stop!
Not now.
No, stop, Sienna. Think about it.
This isn't like that, Emily.
Stop yourself before it's too late. Save yourself for your...
Oh, for fuck's sake, shut up!
I wasn't talking. Are you going crazy?
You make me go crazy. Nice save, bitch.
Oh, is that so? I thought you wanted to be chased.
But before I could respond, he brought my hand to his face. I was feeling him.
Your skin is so soft. So silky and soft. I want to put my tongue on every inch of your body.
Oh my God. Was he about to... Oh, he was sucking on my fingers. Why did it feel so good?
Stop it.
Sienna, I can't wait. I want you now.
My mind was spiraling. I couldn't think. I couldn't do anything. All I knew was that I wanted him to, desperately. Take me. He yanked me from my chair and guided me into the dimly lit back room. He picked me up and pinned me to the wall, his mouth massaging my mark. Oh my... I'd never been kissed on the lips before, but my neck had been getting enough action these last few days to make up for that. And then, oh my God, his hand was between my legs, his fingertips teasing my inner thigh. What are you waiting for? He pressed into my wet panties, and white-hot pleasure blurred my vision. I'd touched myself there millions of times, sure, but it was nothing like feeling a man's hands, an alpha's hands. I was under the strongest haze I'd ever experienced, about to explode, to lose myself when...
Remember your vows!
And just like that, I snapped out of my haze. Pleasure transformed into terror. Emily had finally gotten through to me. I pushed Aiden off of me.
God, wait, what?
And I booked it out of the back door, sprinting right for the woods. I was shifting before I could stop myself, tearing right through the beautiful dress Aiden bought for me. Once I was on 4 legs, everything became instinct, and right now, instinct was telling me to run. I reached the woods but didn't stop. I kept running for miles and miles. When I reached a clearing in the trees, I stopped to rest. But it was hardly a rest because a gust of wind brought a familiar scent to my nose. It was Aiden.